confident, at least when they can pull up these guys. Warriors are 10-0 this season with the starting five of Steph, Draymond, Jimmy Butler, Moses Moody, Brandon Podziemski. Taking on the Spurs. Good start for the Warriors. Just aforementioned group of players. Butler, defense into offense. Warriors then up 8. Then Curry, again, a little bit of the same thing. Gets it to Green. It's to Podziemski. Lots to Butler. Teamwork makes the dream work. Butler had 13 points, 4 steals, and only 24 minutes to work because that's the kind of night it was. Curry, second game back, knocking down a 3. Now we're going to do another one. He only had 13 points, made those 2 threes. Warriors up 68-44 at the break. He left with time left in the third. Why? Didn't really need him. Moses Moody buried a 3. He had 20 points. The lead is 24. Green, he can do all the things too. 14 points for him. You want to carry the ones there too. It's a 30-point lead. Then Podziemski, 27 points. Career high 7 threes. Warriors win this one. They're now 11-0 with that starting group. 148-106. 11-0 with Curry along Butler, Moody, Podziemski, Draymond. They win those games by over 17 points as well. And as you might expect, that is the best lineup in the NBA this season. Over twice as many wins without a loss than any other lineup.
Team should the West fear more, the Warriors or the Lakers?
Let me just say real quick, because you moved past it.
Yeah.
In the read quick. 12-1 to guard.
Oh, Steph?
Yeah, that's
last night it was the Steph show.
That is damn impressive.
The fans, when I was sitting there, I was like, wow, there's a lot of Warrior fans at the Gardens. But there's not a lot of Warriors fans at the Garden. There's a lot of Steph Curry fans at the Garden.
Reality check. The Knicks weren't really relevant until a couple of years
Be
ago.
that
They
as it
sucked
may.
most of the time.
Be that as it
I'm
may.
just saying. Everybody, in other words, everybody beat them. Everybody abused the Knicks at the Gardens until recently.
Yeah,
No.
but it's about being
He
in
was
the
talking about it
theater.
since college, how much he loved being
You know
there.
how you know that the Knicks have changed their fortunes? There's actually a picture of James Dolan smiling. He was standing with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart took a picture for their podcast. I mean, you actually saw him there smiling. He showed up in public. You understand what I'm saying? I know he's at the Knicks games all the time, but he's not very rarely reason to smile. He's smiling these days. I give him credit where credit is due. The Knicks are better. They're not better than Cleveland or Boston, but they spent the vast majority of their time stinking up the joint. Everybody abused the Knicks at the Garden. What did I complain about years ago? I used to complain about they show up at the Garden to show out.
Some of those early
still Steph's house.
Some of those early Steph teams weren't that good either.
That's not true. What are you talking about?
Few years?
Excuse me. He came into the league in 2009. And why you got to bring that up? Because he was the 7th pick and the Knicks had the 8th pick. Don't even give me. See, why you got to bring that up, man? That ain't right, Whitney. They ain't right, man. That's rubbing it in. This brother showed up second, third year in the league.
Anyway, it was still Steph's house last night.
I'm sorry, Molly. It was a good question. It's a good question.
It's okay. It's okay.
You know what? Y'all go ahead.
All right, can I get into this actual question?
Go ahead. I don't even want to talk right now. Go
Since
ahead.
the trade deadline, the NBA, we talked about how exciting it's been, what the Lakers look like with Luka now, and obviously the Warriors, what Jimmy Butler's added on defense and kind of re-energized them as well. So tell me this, which team should we fear more down the stretch? Is it the Warriors or the Lakers?
I don't feel great about this answer because I have seen Jimmy Butler rise up many times in the postseason. But my answer is the Lakers because of Luka. Because Luka is still got the ability, as we saw 1 year ago, to elevate a team. The definition to me of a superstar is that you can take a team that is lesser than in a playoff series and win. LeBron's got that all over his early resume. Luka's done it twice by the time he was 26. He did it when he beat the Suns, when he was with the Mavericks and they got to the conference finals. And last year they beat 2 teams in a row when they didn't have home court advantage. I got Luka, his ceiling, making the Lakers a more dangerous team.
First of all, Kwaku, this question is crazy. It's just a little challenging. Can you say that you have to fear a team that's sitting in number 2? Like, I think when you look at the standings, the Warriors to me are a little more sneaky because it's so blatant with the Lakers. And so I think you got to watch out for the Warriors because if they now have the interior scoring and the defense powered by Jimmy Butler, and we know playoff Jimmy is a thing, so how do you capitalize on playoff Jimmy? You give him 25 games and then roll right into the playoffs, and so there's no time to be bored, right? I just think if they get And to your point, Wendy, we talked about this earlier. They are also defending, while we are marveling at the way the Lakers are defending. They are also putting it together, and I think the balance that they're developing around Jimmy Butler, the freedom for both Steph and Jimmy Butler, the ball movement we saw last night, I might be leaning Warriors on this one.
My answer is the Lakers because of their defense. Period. Having said that, because I know what Luka's going to give you, I know what LeBron's going to give you. What is their defense going to give you? That's the question. And I think that J.J. Redick and his staff have been answering that question. Can't say enough about the job that they're doing. Having said that, Wendy said something that I find very, very interesting, and I want to sort of like shift gears just a touch while Eminem is here.
It's a little stiff. You gotta loosen up the shoulders.
You know.
It was a little stiff.
You brought up. Yeah, I was.
A little
stiff. I was leading.
I know you're lifting weights now, but you got to remember to stretch.
Right, you're right about that.
Mobility is important.
I feel like you're trapped. He couldn't even lift his arms up.
More like a core shake.
Right, you know, but I look good. Anyway,
I want to get to what Shaq said, so could you be quick? Thanks.
Wendy said, when you talk about Luka, somebody that has taken a team that has ascended them with less, right? Let me ask you a question. Do you think he's the best to ever do that? Because I got an answer to give you.
No, I can't say that yet.
Can I tell you who I think? Who I think about when you brought up that very category? Come on, y'all. You know I'm going to take a moment to give my boy AI some love, Allen Iverson.
Oh, you went way left.
When you go to the finals, you understand? George Lynch, Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, you know, stuff like that. I mean, listen, those are my brothers. I love them all. And God rest the Kemba Mutombo. So I'm just saying, Tyrone Hill, let me not forget him. I mean, it was Allen.
And they went up against one of the great teams the last 30 years.
Listen, Allen Iverson, the only thing that stopped him was Shaq in his prime and Kobe. If it wasn't for that, AI wins a championship 6 feet, 165 soaking wet with names that only I remember. And they went to the finals and they beat Vince Carter in Toronto. They beat Big Dog and Ray Allen and Sam Cassell and those boys in Milwaukee. AI, that category that you brought up, there's one name where that starts. And it is Allen Iverson.
They had 4 guys who defended and only 1 guy who could score.
That's right.
He carried them. And they won game 1.
Listen. That's right, because I was on Fox at the time,
Yeah.
and they said, "What's gonna happen, Stephen A? You saying they're gonna get swept?" I said, "Oh no, AI will get you one."
Yeah.
That's what I said. I was famous for that quote. The city wanted me banned. They wanted me fired because I said the Sixers going to lose Game 5 right at the Wachovia
Someone wanted
Center
you
in Philadelphia.
banned? No.
They wanted me banned. They wanted me
believe this
fired.
story.
Could you believe it?
Should Steph be a